Shirley Heinze Land Trust isn't just an ordinary land and water conservation organization. It's a vibrant hub bustling with passionate stewards, conservationists, ecologists, and a diverse array of experts. And it's not just them. It's individuals like you ready to invest their time and resources that truly make a difference. Your support is the lifeblood of our mission, vital and deeply cherished as we work tirelessly to safeguard our precious natural treasures.
One of the reasons I love our organization, so Shirley Heinze not only preserves land forever and ever, but part of our mission is also to engage people with conservation and conservation activities. So we have a lot of nature preserves that are open to the public. There's trails you can go walk on, there's informational signs, things like that. But then we do a lot of public programming as well. We're looking to get people engaged with things, with nature through things like art or exercise or healthy living and those kinds of things.
Our mission is to preserve and restore land across northwestern Indiana with currently a 6-county geography, and not only preserving those lands, but engaging with the communities that are in or around those lands.
We want to engage people with nature because we think that if people have experiences with nature, it's much more likely that they're going to be supportive of conservation and the expansion of this kind of work.
We do a 4 to 5 year strategic plan, so every so many years we're always trying to grow. We've doubled our land holding, so we always have big goals for preserving more land.
Shirley Heinze has acquired over 20 properties across 6 counties in northwest Indiana, covering a range of habitats from dune and swale, oak savanna, woodlands, prairies, and a variety of wetland ecosystems.
I'm very proud of our state-dedicated nature preserves. They're sort of the highest quality areas. They're the ones with the most diversity of plants and animals. We've planted 50,000 trees here just at Meadowbrook. So to watch those babies grow up and be, only a foot tall to being like 8 foot tall is really rewarding. If you ever see me do one of my hiking videos, I walk up to every plant and I'm like, ooh, this is one of my favorites. And I realize I say that about everything, but they really are.
Here at Meadowbrook Nature Preserve, there's been a lot of momentum behind improving the nature preserve and making it more accessible to everyone. We have increased the size of the parking lot. We've added a sustainable restroom that is publicly available for visitors. And we also added a large pavilion so that anyone can gather there, whether they want to do a group presentation, whether they want to have just a fun family picnic.
Here at Leidig Bog Nature Preserve, there's a wonderful bog. One of the very few remaining bogs in Indiana. It also protects the groundwater underneath by being a wonderful filter. And so when people stand on the boardwalk here at Leidig Bog and they look out over that wetland, then they start to understand the connection between that wetland, that bog, and their well water, their drinking water. And then they really start to understand why conserving wetlands is so important, not only to nature and land conservation, but to people as well.
Shirley Heinze has decided to branch into new water by expanding its efforts to explore water quality, best practices, and partnerships.
Well, one thing is we've started testing the water in the streams and that we have property around so that we have a baseline and so that we know where we're starting and we can measure the impact of the other things that we're going to do.
The goal of collecting that data is to help inform how different practices on the land are impacting different areas of the watershed. So long term, that'll help us tell the story about how the restoration work that we're doing and the best practices that we're encouraging on different residential and agricultural areas around in the watershed are over time helping to make the water more healthy.
Really, the need for stormwater management is a result of us living on the land, and particularly the way we live on the land, the impact that our rooftops, our roadways, our hard surfaces, and the impacts that those have on our receiving waters. Just by nature, the work that Shirley Heinze does to preserve those natural areas, to restore those natural areas, has a positive impact on stormwater management, and particularly water quality in Porter County.
We try to figure out best management practices over time. It takes a while to figure out different farms and what works and what doesn't work, so it's always a learning curve. It varies by soil. Some of the good ones on highly erodible ground are no-till cover crops, using different cropping methods, putting wheat, different rotations, milo, something with big root masses to try and hold the soil from washing away. We're going to start a waterway project to help control some water and excess runoff, and so that's a long-term plan, and just keep improving the property. I mean, it wasn't that long ago, it was full of washouts and ditches, and a lot of soil and sediment was going down into the creeks. A lot of people are open-minded, and there's programs through Porter County Soil and Water and some other things where they'll actually give you financial benefits. It makes it easier to implement or try these practices on your own farm.
It's always been a good, positive, collaborative working relationship with Shirley Heinze. And in this instance, we wouldn't be able to do what we're going to do together if we didn't have that relationship with Shirley Heinze.
Acquiring land serves many purposes, including conservation, restoration, education, and recreation.
Probably one of our biggest achievements has been the East Branch of the Little Calumet River Conservation Corridor. We were able to preserve over 500 acres. We've done lots of restoration, lots of public access improvements so that people can kayak on the river. And every year since we've started having kayaking on the river, I've just seen more and more people using it.
On that kayak trip, we could see plants and trees and just experiencing the river that was really once at one time a place that you didn't want to travel. It was clogged with trees, it didn't flow well, and everybody coming together in partnership with Shirley Heinze Land Trust and many other folks makes that a unique recreational experience, but also another opportunity to protect waterways, which are so critical for land conservation.
It's really great to get kids out paddling on the river. I've been paddling with kids where it's like their first time on a boat. And it's just been amazing to be a part of that partnership and that project and watch it grow so significantly from 30 acres to 500 acres over the years.
Programs are one of the ways Shirley Heinze connects with the community, in particular students, who can help usher in the next generation of environmental participants.
One of several projects I've been working with Shirley Heinze on is how can we develop the capacity of Shirley Heinze to monitor water quality. So thinking of it just in terms of different things to focus on, but also maybe areas of future development in terms of, for example, outreach with local farmers. I think what's important about these relationships or partnerships with Shirley Heinze from a perspective of Notre Dame is it's giving students an experience or a sense of what they can do with their major, specifically with environmental sciences. Students today realize the challenges that we have from an environmental perspective, and so the students I work with, I think, are really passionate with figuring out solutions to all the various different environmental problems that we are facing.
I really enjoy helping with programs because the programs are where people and nature come together at the Shirley Heinze Land Trust properties. And whether it's doing art activities or a nature hike or a bird walk, it's a really great way to get people interested and aware of not only the nature that's around them, but also the great work that Shirley Heinze Land Trust does.
Shirley Heinze wouldn't be where it is today without the dedicated support of countless volunteers. We hope you'll consider joining the team, not just to support the mission, but for friendship and camaraderie.
One of the great things about an organization like Shirley Heinze is you find other like-minded individuals who share your passion about the environment, get an opportunity to meet each other and work together and find that it's a very large community of people. I formed friendships with a number of people through that common interest.
It's been really great for us to be able to connect volunteers into the water quality program. I think that we have a really strong volunteer program.
We have 2 sites, and from June through October, we would go once a month and test our 2 sites. It was kind of fun. Yeah, he handled the DSS machine.
I was the laborer. I just did all the climbing down and dipping and all that. Everyone else got a job up shore. That's what I did.
Today, spreading native seed in areas that we've done a lot of work to remove invasive species is a good way for people to feel like they are a part of the progress that's being made, and they're helping the organization and helping these habitats and helping their communities out.
There's a practically infinite need for volunteer assistance. We have a very lean staff and rely heavily on volunteers to supplement the efforts of the staff members so that we can fulfill our mission.
We definitely want to do more monitoring next year, maybe take on another site. I have some other kids that are interested in getting involved. I'd like to do maybe some cleanup, some removing of invasive species with the kids.
That would be fun.
We're kind of just getting a little more loose with our time as my youngest is getting a little older, so we'll be more involved.
Shirley Heinze is dedicated to getting the word out in a variety of ways. Their outreach efforts extend to individuals, corporations, schools, and partners.
And I think also from an outreach standpoint, it's a really good way to connect with people about the work that we're doing because water impacts everybody.
We also have the honor of having South Shore Arts out here. They're a local nonprofit art organization. We have some of their staff here today helping lead a watercolor activity where people can paint trees and birds and some of the things you might see right here in Ivanhoe South.
Art Barn School of Art itself is on 69 acres in rural Porter County. We feel like we need to be good stewards of the soil and the air and the water and the plants around us, so being a partner with Shirley Heinze has been wonderful. We've been able to learn more about how to manage some aspects of our property, and it's a great setting to explain to people what we're doing and why. And we try to incorporate some of that nature learning into our classes, especially our children's classes. So the partnership with Shirley Heinze has just made perfect sense.
I think it's really important to express how many ways there are to get involved with the organization and how impactful all of those things can be. Donating money is definitely one that's very well known and very straightforward, but being a volunteer and donating your time to help spread these native plants around and help further our management goals out on these properties is another really great way. So donating your time and your effort and your expertise and your interests.
The mission of Shirley Heinze goes beyond the preserves. The same practices can be implemented in our homes and workplaces, and it's important to get our kids involved early.
So Shirley Heinze Land Trust also has its Bringing Nature Home program, which recognizes local individuals, families, businesses, and organizations that are making strides in providing native plant habitat in this area. So this application is open every spring until summer, and we highly encourage you to apply so you can have this awesome sign in your backyard.
Thank you, Shirley Heinze. Love what you're doing. Keep up the good work.
Thanks, Shirley Heinze, for everything that you do.
If your passion is the environment, you'll never find a better organization than Shirley Heinze Land Trust.
So I want to show my appreciation for Shirley Heinze for allowing students to work on their property and indeed to be working with them, for them to fulfill their interests in terms of undergraduate research.
Thanks, Shirley Heinze, for all that you do with working with the farmers of Northwest Indiana to create a healthier environment.
Volunteering time, helping disperse seeds, helping clear trails, helping build trails.
Volunteer with Shirley Heinze today.
Consider making a financial contribution because it is the lifeblood of the organization. We can't do the work without our wonderful donors, our wonderful supporters. It's easy to do, and you know what? It makes you feel really good. Every day that I hike out on a Shirley Heinze Land Trust property, I think of all the people that have come together to make these properties happen. And if you're one of those, thank you so much, because you are bringing not only land conservation to the forefront in many communities, but you're also helping to connect families and adults to nature, and that is significant, and I thank you for that.